Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I'm Shante Roddy coming on for another stimulus news update and report for all you entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, what your business is. We're going to get right into it. But before I do that, just want to welcome you guys in, let you know if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe. We do appreciate your continuous support of our content and our channel, and all the small business owners who we are helping out there. Do give this a thumbs up or hit the love button if you're viewing in from Facebook as well. Do share out because sharing is caring, and do tag an entrepreneur, small business owner you know that you think would benefit from the information that we are sharing today. So I was actually on earlier today with a live video regarding the targeted EIDL grant. So I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about how I got my invite. Super excited about that. I applied. No, I did not wait. I applied that same day. So I talk about all of that in that video. So definitely you want to check that out. I'm going to bring a quick update regarding that a little bit later. But I first wanted to give the updates regarding the stimulus checks. If you've received your stimulus check, please do let me know in the comments. I know I received mine, I think it was last week. Can't remember, it's hard to keep up with the time, but relatively quickly after they started sending the checks out. But I know some other people were delayed. We know that there were some issues with like H&R Block and TurboTax type services that they thought had been resolved the last time, that they were still having some issues. So for you all that were having those issues, let me know if that has been resolved as well. Again, this is the third installment of these checks, right? The $1,400 checks. The IRS is reporting that the next deposit, so waiver deposit, should come tomorrow. And a lot of it will come via checks and the debit cards. They're also saying that after, again, it will continue to be issued out weekly in batches, but you may see more of that in the form of checks again and debit cards as well. The IRS and the Fiscal Service Department actually leverage data within their systems to be able to convert these payments into direct deposits that would not have otherwise been able. They would have been able to do that. It would have actually been sent out to you via snail mail, via checks, but they were able to do that for a lot more people, meaning a lot more Americans would be able to get your money faster. Some spouses, so if you married, let me know. So some spouses, you may have found that you thought you received a partial check because they were actually sending out two different payments instead of one payment. In these instances, this is really for those spouses when you file your taxes, you file as an injured spouse when one spouse actually owes back debt, like either owes back taxes or owes back child support, and you don't want, as a spouse, that if you're not responsible for that debt, you don't want the IRS to offset your money, right? Take your money, which will happen unless you claim an injured spouse on your tax returns. But if you did claim an injured spouse, you may find that you will see two separate payments. So you'll get one thinking that it's half, but then you'll get the other one shortly thereafter. Now, I want to talk about that is the stimulus check. So I'm hopefully for all of you all, you've gotten it. It's gone smoothly. Let me know in the comments, how have you used your check? Also, did you use it? Did you put it in savings, invest it? Are you paying bills? Because I know a lot of us needed a financial lifeline to get some bills paid, right? Are you using it to put food on the table? I heard a report last night that a lot of people were buying shoes, like tennis shoes and things like that. So obviously the people putting money into the economy, because that was a big thing. I mean, big lines, they said, regarding shoe purchases, like tennis shoes and things like that. Child credit, just a brief update regarding the child tax credit. Basically, we're expecting that this would you will start to see these tax credits in July. They still have not put out any statements or guidance regarding if it's going to be a one payment or if they're going to be putting out monthly payments to families We are expecting guidance shortly. So the IRS is just saying to stay tuned regarding these tax credits. Again, as a reminder, in addition to the stimulus check, that's the one-time payment, there are increase in the child credits, $3,600 for children 6 and under, and $3,000 for children who are 6 to 18. So the amount increase is also become refundable, and with the possibility to get these payments instead of once a year, they will be giving it to you in the direct deposit on a monthly basis. So stay tuned for updates on that program as well. Now, these benefits that I'm talking about today are all under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. This is the latest $1.9 trillion bill. There are also benefits under this program that have been expanded from the Consolidated Appropriations Act that was passed back in December. That was a $900 billion bill. Now, SNAP benefits, that we know that there was funding put towards this program to help more food insecure families. So SNAP is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The USDA is increasing the benefits. So if you're on SNAP or know someone who is, families that are, they will be increasing these benefits. They're starting rolling this out, increasing benefits by 15%. That's $3 billion that will go towards 41 million households. It will probably equal out to about $28 per person per month of an increase. $1 billion would go to Puerto Rico, Northern Mariana Island, and American Samoa, and then $1.35 billion to U.S. states over the next 3 years. So this is not just a food increase right now, but it actually will be expanded and continue over the next 3 years. Now, unemployment benefits. So I spoke about the fact that the unemployment benefits has been extended to September of 2021. Also, those additional jobless benefits of $300 a month have been extended. Now, I've heard that is taking longer for some of the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployed Assistance, people that are on that, like small business owners, self-employed individuals. If that is you, if you're still haven't received yours, or if there was some delay or gap between the time that you were getting benefits and the time that they passed this latest act, please let me know in the comments. But I hope everybody is getting their benefits. If you qualify to claim benefits on a weekly basis, you definitely want to do that. For entrepreneurs and small business owners, that's definitely an option for you. If you meet the criteria to file claims, you get that additional $300. Now, under this same act, there is a tax benefit, which means the unemployment that you received in 2020, $10,200 of that money is tax free. Okay, so when you're thinking about filing your taxes, you definitely want to consider that. I know all of the tax services are updating their systems. I believe H&R Block, TurboTax are two of the ones that said that they were working on updating their systems, and they finally did, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely check to make sure, especially if you have not filed your taxes already. Now, the IRS did come out with guidance, because we know this tax-free benefit was only applicable to those households that had adjusted gross income of $150,000. Well, the IRS released guidance giving this tax benefit to more Americans, meaning what they said in this guidance is that you do not include your jobless benefits, your unemployment benefits, in the calculation of your modified adjusted gross income calculation. So you definitely want to talk to your tax professionals about this to make sure that they're doing it correctly. But again, according to the guidance, you do not include your jobless benefits in the calculation. Okay, so that just by doing that, eliminating that from your calculation, is going to mean more people are going to qualify for that $10,200 a tax-free unemployment or jobless benefit. So I hope that is clear to all of you all out there. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer before I get off the live. Want to speak quickly on the Paycheck Protection Program. Paycheck Protection Program, all you entrepreneurs, small business owners, nonprofits out there that qualify, if you were in business February 15th, 2020 or prior, you have an opportunity to apply for this forgivable loan program to have 100% of your loan forgiveness, which means what? It turns into a grant, which is free money for your business. So I'm so happy to see so many of our followers that have already applied. Many have applied through us. So if you need help with that, is a link in the comments. We go through DAC and we partner with 3 other companies to help you apply for the Paycheck Protection Program. We have tons of explainer videos, step-by-step videos to help you with the application process. They simplified the process. They've also changed the methodology of the calculation for those business owners, entrepreneurs that don't have employees that's filed on a Schedule C. Now for PPP, they have different calculations, different instructions, depending on how your business is structured. So there's guidance on the SBA's website at sba.gov. So how you calculate what tax form you use as a nonprofit is definitely not the same as one who is a nonprofit or one who is a solopreneur filing on a Schedule C form. And those that may file as a C Corp and don't file as a Schedule C filer, how you would do yours is different as well. So you just want to go through and follow the SBA's guidance on the calculation. But this new guidance where you can use your gross income instead of your net allows millions more of small businesses to qualify for this program and millions more to have increase in benefits. Now, the expiration is March 31st of 2021. That is next week. So you don't have a lot of time to get your application in, whether you're applying for the first time or you're trying to apply for second draw. Get your applications in. Do not wait anticipating that it will be extended. It has not been extended at this point. We know that the House passed a bill to extend it. I have no idea what the Senate is waiting on, but they have not even put it up for vote yet. We haven't heard anything about the Senate voting or passing the bill that will extend it. But that is what they're trying to do, what their push is from industry leaders and advocates to extend the Paycheck Protection Program to May 31st. But in the bill, although they extended the funding to this program, they put an additional $7 billion. They did not extend the date. So I don't know why, especially with these changes, but they did not. So now they're trying to extend the date, but nothing has happened yet. So I haven't seen anything happen in the Senate. Do not wait. Okay, get your applications in now. You can apply with multiple approved lenders. Know who you are applying with or through. Save the information, because I get people sending me messages and emails and screenshots and asking me what correspondence is. Like, I don't know who you applied through. Like, unless you applied through me, right? I have no idea. I mean, so sending me screenshots and asking me, you need to know who you are dealing with as a lender. Have a folder set aside in your emails and dedicate a folder to them and know who's sending you the emails. Look at the email address. Look at the company. Who are you dealing with? You have to know about, through all these different programs that you're applying for, who you're working with and notate it. And then follow up. Like, if you don't know who you're talking to or who's asking you to send information, don't send it. But you need to know, if you're applying for programs, you need to know who you're applying through. If you're not, that's questionable, because you're putting yourself in a predicament. But again, the SBA has several pre-approved lenders that you can go through. They have a lenders list that we have in several of our videos. In the description of those videos, you can apply with multiple lenders. You can only be funded by one. So while you're waiting on one, you put that application in, go apply with another. that and every lender is different in what they may require of you, and whatever they require, they will tell you. If there's something that you're missing, like when I applied, they said, okay, there's something that you're missing, or we need additional information, and they told me what that is, and so I got it and I uploaded it. Then they sent me an email. And they said, okay, now here's the status. We're back in processing. Again, you sent it. We acknowledged that, and now we're processing. Then usually it's a few more days before I hear from them again. And hopefully this time they'll say, I am approved. So they should be keeping you posted, and have patience, because it may take several days, because they're working on millions of thousands, if not millions of applications. So just be patient. You don't have control over them, but you have control over what you submit, making sure you submit all your documentation correctly and submit everything that they're asking for. Like submit, if they ask you, whatever they ask you for, you have to have all of it, not part of it. So if you have one thing and you just didn't do your taxes, which I tell people, you're not going to get it, because that is a requirement that you provide your tax returns. Okay. So I hope that is clear. There are more small business owners that are submitting applications for forgiveness. We know that there are many that were not. So if you're one and you took your first draw loan already, you used the fund between 8 and 24 weeks, you need to be going back to that lender and requesting forgiveness. So if you were funded anything less than $150,000, the application is super simple to be able to apply for forgiveness. Now, if you're applying for second draw, you either have to have requested forgiveness or plan to request forgiveness on the first one to qualify for the second one, right? So even if you were funded the second one, you can't get forgiven until you get forgiven for the first one. So go ahead, submit, get forgiven for the first one, and then once you apply for the first draw and you get approved and funded, it's an 8-week period before you can apply for the second draw. So if this deadline for a lot of us, if you applied in February or late February, March, you would not have met that 8-week time frame. You can try to submit one and see what happens, but it's in the rules that they cannot approve you for a second draw before 8 weeks after you were awarded the first draw fund. So I hope that is clear to everybody. Okay, so Targeted EIDL Grant, I mentioned this early on in the broadcast that I did a video earlier. We have an entire playlist dedicated to the Targeted EIDL Grants. I did an explainer video last week, walked through the entire process, the entire email invite that the SBA sends you, and about what to submit. And then today I walked through, again, my excitement of receiving my invitation on Saturday. I applied on Saturday, and then I walked through what that process was like for me, so that you know what to expect when you receive the email. And it's important that you move relatively quickly, because like all of these programs, it's time sensitive. They have a deadline date, and they have on programs, as well as they have funding restrictions. So they only have so many funds to give out to the millions of people that are applying for these programs. But for that program, again, you may qualify up to $15,000. So that's $10,000 in the grant. That's the max that you can get. Okay. So $10,000, that's the first. That's the first one. So if you meet the qualifications, you in a low income community, you have 300 employees or less, and you can show in an 8-week period that you had a 30% or more decrease in gross revenue or gross receipts in 2020 compared to 2019, then you will get the $10,000 at max. So you'll be invited if you applied for the program on or before December 27, 2020. But if you already got $10,000, that is the max. Now, in addition to that, once they roll that out, once they fund all those applicants, then it would be like a round 2, okay, where you can qualify for the supplemental grant at $5,000, meaning you would have to have these only apply. This only applies to those with 10 employees or less. Same qualifiers, right? So 30%. They have severity level. So if you're in the severity level, meaning that you have 50% or more decrease, then you will be first in line for that supplemental $5,000 grant. If you had 30% to 50% decrease in gross receipts, you would qualify. You would be in the next phase to get that supplemental grant. Okay, so we know that the SBA just started releasing invites, the second wave invites for those who applied for the program and never received any grant money because they ran out of funding. That was me. So if I got it, I know a lot of you all would start getting it. My peers said that they started getting their email invitations and are following through with applying. That email, when it comes through, it has an expiration date of 30 days. So if you don't respond to that email and that 30-day timeline hits, you are out of luck and out of $10,000 and potentially $15,000. So definitely go watch those videos. You have to get it right. Go watch the videos because you have to get it right the first time. There's no appeal process for this. There's an appeal process on that loan. There's not appeal process on the targeted EIDL grants. Okay. So they just started the second wave of invites. If you're in that, you didn't get any grant money, you're next. Okay. The SBA, as we know, are administrating two newer grant programs, the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant Program. So for all you live venue operators out there, whether you have a live venue where people pay to come in and see live events, you have a cultural arts center, a museum, a theater, you represent talent like artists, musicians, comedians. This is the grant program for you. This is up to $10 million per business. You could potentially get through this program. It's administered through the SBA and it's expected to open. Applications are expected to open April 8th. And as I said before, I did an explainer video on this program. If this is you, you want to go to the explainer video on our YouTube channel. All these are on our YouTube channel. And make sure you have everything ready. You will need a DUNS number and you will need to be registered in SAM. And it's not something you can do overnight. So you need to get ahead on it because April is next week. And so you don't want to be the last to apply because, again, these programs are first come, first serve. And it's while the funding is there. So we know the funding is not always going to be there. And again, this program also has a supplemental grant attached to it as well. Now, you can apply for PPP now and the SVO grant, but your SVO grant will be offset by your PPP. Okay, so whatever you qualify for in the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant, it will be reduced by whatever funds you received from the PPP program. So I hope that that's clear for you guys. Same with the Restaurant Revitalization Grant. So for all you all that have a restaurant, if you have a live venue, if you represent artists, please let me know. If you know someone who does, tag them in this video. If you are a restaurant or you are in the restaurant food industry, people come to you to buy food and drink or drink, you qualify for this. So this includes caterers, okay? Up to $10,000 Restaurant Revitalization Grant, up to $10 million grant per business that you can qualify for. So this is definitely a program that you want to learn about. Make sure you have everything you need for when the applications open. So the SVO grants are going to open first. We anticipate shortly thereafter, they will open up the Restaurant Revitalization Grant. So the new head of the SBA, Ms. Guzman, is saying that she is really on top of this, looking forward to rolling out all of this relief for the small business owners. So I'm monitoring her and what she's doing at the SBA. So they're really serious and taking action to make sure that small business owners get relief. So this is the Restaurant Revitalization Grant. Just like the SVO grant, you will need to have a DUNS number and you will need to be registered in SAM. Okay, so administering grants is new for the SBA. This is not really their thing. They put out loans. They administer loans. So they have their loan programs as well. Non-COVID loans. They have great loan programs. So for all of you all that want to buy property and buildings and all of that, The SBA has loans for all those different programs, okay? They may have other debt relief programs, COVID debt relief and forgiveness programs on their loans as well is a program. But that's what they do. So this is new for them to administer grants. So they have to set up a whole new technology and systems to be able to accommodate this large of initiative to be able to get you all this grant funding. So again, for both of those grants, SVO and restaurant revitalization grants, I have other explainer videos on that to prepare you. Both are $10 million grants, and both you're required to have a DUNS number and to be set up in the SAM system, which is the government system for awards. So anytime if you want to get federal contracts or federal grants, you have to be in this system. So you need to be getting a head start right now. You're actually behind the ball if you don't already have a DUNS number and are in SAM. Okay, so that's it. The PPP, Targeted EIDL, Shuttered Venues Grant, the Restaurant Revitalization Grant Program. We're still waiting to hear about the Child Care Provider Grant, who's going to be administering the program, when they plan to roll it out. That one is also a $10 million, up to $10 million per business grant program. So I'm monitoring that closely because I don't think that the SBA is going to be administering that program. At least they have not said that they are. There's nothing on their website that they have communicated regarding that. But all of these programs, if you want information, summaries, or information on requirements, eligibility, go to the SBA website. Under there, they at the top, they have a coronavirus menu, and it has a list of all their different programs that I just mentioned here. And they will start populating. Like the restaurant, I know they put the name of the grant. They have not hyperlinked it with any guidance as of yet, but you can expect that will be coming soon. There's another opportunity grant fund too. That money will be going to states to then administer grants to small businesses. So some of these other businesses that may feel like you have been left out, like maybe you close your doors because 400,000 businesses went out of business. I mean, for good, like not temporary, right? 400,000 in the U.S. So they want businesses to be able to come back, reinvent themselves. Startups, they want to give money to those that may not have qualified because they started up after COVID hit. So a lot of that funding is for that. And then on top of that, the states received it was dispersed out, but a total of $350 billion across 50 of these states, in which they are going to roll out more relief programs and grant programs for small business. I know our state of Ohio made an announcement, and this is not even part of that program, but they have allocated $920 billion. And a good portion of that is going to small business and new businesses that started up in 2020. So I have a business that is in that category. So we are not the only state like this. The states are passing their own legislative bills to provide grants and relief. States, counties, cities. So there's a ton of money. Your state has a ton of money. And if your state doesn't, you need to be calling some folks. You need to be emailing, you need to be calling, like, what is going on? Like Florida is like one of them that people keep telling me, like, they're not giving out grants and things like that. They got billions like every other state. So you need to be getting your friends together, your peers, and making some calls, bugging them. That's the only way you get things done, right? You got to keep on them. You got to keep pushing and advocating for yourself and ask them, where's the relief for me and my business? Right? Don't you think I want to stay in business? Where is the help? Ask them. And maybe there's help you don't know about because you haven't asked, right? But if you go to our website at www.shebosstalk.com, we have a relief tracker where we give you guidance on where to look in your local area. And then we have a host of other grants. So there's national grants still coming out every day. They're live, they're active. There's a big one I'm applying for with the partner Google Impact Grant. There's just so many grants that are out there. Clubhouse, if you're on Clubhouse, I know Clubhouse right now is only available for those with iPhone users, but that's a very popular application. They right now started an accelerator program, Clubhouse, a creator program, accelerator, where they're giving you $5,000 per month, not one $5,000, but per month if you're accepted into their program. And I know a ton of people that's on Clubhouse that are doing really well. And it's a simple application. So I would drop, it's not in this video, I would drop it in the comments. So if you want to apply, or you can just Google Clubhouse Creator Accelerator and then apply for that grant opportunity. But there are many more where that came from. So you all just make getting money a priority for your business. There's a ton of free money. There's more coming, more and more money that is coming. It's just a matter of, are you equipped to be able to apply and win it, right? So make sure, if you don't already, that we have tools available. They're always in the show notes and in the description. Our cheat sheet is available. Our Win Grants with Ease, a Masterclass bundle that now actually has an ebook that I created to go along with it. So we're here to equip you to do it yourself, because there's no way I can apply on behalf of all of you. I'm just too busy. I have a ton of things I'm launching, clients that I'm serving. And so I try to do master classes, but I want to empower and equip you to be able to do it yourself. It's so easy to be able to do. You don't have to write a long proposal. The most time I've spent on any given application is 30 minutes. And the more, when you use our tools and you take our recommendations and you use our strategies, it will become easier and easier. It will take less and less time to apply for these grants. And you apply in 10 minutes and get a $10,000 grant, or apply in 15 minutes and get a $20,000 grant or $50,000 grant, because they made the process so easy that you don't need to hire a grant writer, right? You don't need a lengthy 50-page proposal. It is just so simplified that it's really worth you taking the time out, scheduling time on your calendar to pursue these grants and applying for them. Now, if it was a lengthy proposal, then we could talk about, bringing on a team member to help you. But it really is not, it's really not that difficult to do it once you have the guidance. We tell you words to say, how to tell a compelling statement, how to stand out on the grant application. We're telling you everything that the grantors are looking for, what's going to help you stand out. So definitely go get our tools if you don't have them already. We have many entrepreneurs who have gotten thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars simply by using our cheat sheet, and then many more who wanted to take it up another notch that got the grant, attended our masterclass, or who got the masterclass bundle. The money is out here, but don't go into it blindly and unprepared, because I don't want you to apply and put that energy, then continue to lose all these grants. So there's no reason why you as a business owner shouldn't be winning some of these grant money, at least $100,000. You could do that with one program. Literally, with all these grant programs, you can get $100,000 with one program. If you just apply for PPP, depending on your business, or if you apply for PPP and EIDL, just use a calculator. I do that all the time. Pick up your smartphone, start calculating some of these numbers to see how much you could potentially get for your business. How much do you need to stabilize your business, and what would you use the money for? Let me know. Please let me know in the comments. What do you need right now in your business? How much do you need? You're going to need to answer that question on the application, but I like to know, right? You need to know that. Where are you in your business right now? What's going to help you take you to the next level, right? If you're on unemployment right now, what do you need to get off of unemployment? I don't want you to, yes, available, but I don't want you to stay on unemployment. I want you to build your own economy. I want you to be back in business. So these are ways to get back in business, and I create tools that help you do it, and help you create tools that will help you go to the next level. That means making six figures, multiple six figures, and multiple seven figures in your business. That's where we are. So that's what I want for you. So that is I'm off my soapbox for today. I hope that this update has been helpful for you all. Like I said, a lot of stimulus. A lot of people are going to come out of poverty through these programs that they're just rolling out. And guess what? Biden is already working on the American Recovery Plan. We're under the American Rescue Plan, but they're already planning for a $3 trillion American recovery plan that they may break up into two bills. So I will continue to monitor that and provide you all with updates as well to let you know what that looks like, what that will contain. But this is getting us on the other side of this COVID thing. So they're rolling out vaccinations. I'm trying to get on the list to get vaccinated so I can see some people. It's been over a year since I've seen people in person. So I'm ready to get vaccinated. I just need to get on a list where they're not full. If you've been vaccinated, let me know. If you're planning on getting vaccinated, let me know. But that's something I really encourage you to do. If you haven't done it already, go get tested. Continue to keep yourself safe and everyone else around you safe. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact. And I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day.